I'm that guy from that f***ing band, and this is Lean, Mean, and Teal Green. Hi, this is Max, and as of making this video, I have 44 subscribers and almost 1,000 views on my channel. I'm extremely grateful to everyone who's watched and subscribed so far. If you haven't already, please take a second to click that button at the bottom right of the video. If you enjoy this video, there are a few more up on my channel, and of course there will be more to come. I also want to hear from you, your suggestions on what you like to see. Do you want to see pedals? Do you want to see amps? Studio outboard gear? Do you like comparison videos? Do you want more playing, less talking? This feedback is super important as it will help me to make the videos you want to see. Anyway, in my first video, we looked at the 7-string Ormsby Hype GTR. I think I made it clear that I love the guitar, so much so that I have a sister right here, a 6-string Hype GTR from the 6th production run in this very fetching Beto blue color, which is really more of a teal or a turquoise. Main differences, other than one fewer string, is the body, which is ash instead of alder and has this gorgeous deep black stain. The neck, which is a 3-piece laminated all maple with carbon rods instead of the 5-piece maple and wenge. And of course, this top, which instead of Macassar ebony is this beautiful flame maple veneer in this Beto blue finish. I'm going to try and color correct in the edit so that it's true to the actual color, but as some of you will know, this is one of the hardest colors to photograph accurately. The one other difference is that this is the first run of the Hype GTRs that came with luminlay side dots. But really, with the pickups and electronics and hardware being the same, what we have here is a very close 6-string version of the other guitar. As with the 7, this is a baritone scale, so tuned low, but on this one, I dropped the low B to an A. So I guess the question a lot of you are going to have if you haven't played fan fret guitars before is, does it take a lot to adapt? Well, I bought the 7-string without having tried it, expecting that there might be a small adjustment period, but honestly, I wasn't too worried. In fact, I had no trouble with it at all. The sweep and the fret angles just doesn't seem to be an issue. I can't really explain it. I guess if you look at my hand position as I move up the neck, my wrist angle naturally follows the fan. But then I've spent 30 years playing guitars that aren't fans, so in theory the compensation should be a challenge. What I would say though is I've always tried to play all kinds of different guitars, different scales, neck profiles, what have you, so I don't really find it a challenge adapting to unfamiliar guitars. If you're more of a comfort zone kind of player, as in you're happier in one specific style of guitar, you might struggle a bit more with this. Fan fret guitars are also known as multiscale guitars, and that's supposed to be their advantage. We've known for years that guitars with conventional scale lengths struggled to intonate and hold tuning at lower pitches, especially with wound strings, where there seems to be a very narrow optimal tension. One solution was to use heavier strings, but there's only so thick you can go before you feel like you're playing suspension cables. Baritone was another option, however with the thinner strings, the longer the scale gets, the harder it is to play lead lines with any fluidity. So multiscale seems to be the ideal solution, with the scale up here on the high string being a conventional 25.5 or Fender scale, dropping to a substantial 27.5 on the lowest string. This in theory means you have the required tension on the lower strings for those baritone tunings without going to a massive gauge, while up top you have a short enough scale that you can bend comfortably. Does it work? I think it does. These guitars have niche appeal, and you can tell from what's available on the market that their appeal has mostly been to metalheads and prog rockers. But that's also a function of much of the guitar buying market's discomfort with any design that doesn't refer directly to the 1950s. Guitarists are on the whole a conservative bunch, and innovations like these can take years to gain traction with the mainstream, regardless of any actual benefit they represent. Sounds today, by the way, are coming from the 14 Cali by Neural DSP, with tape delay and reverb from Waves Abbey Road. I've also got a little bit of SSL EQ and LA2A compression before the amp just to tighten things up. So you can hear the quality of these pickups. That's a good thing because you'll notice they're set at these very specific angles, meaning you can't just switch them out for an aftermarket set. Fortunately, you have these very articulate and detailed pickups which clean up beautifully and behave well when they're split. Okay, so you're probably not going to be playing this in your Delta Blues trio or your Oasis tribute band, but at the same time, you also won't be grabbing an Epiphone Casino for your Brutal Gent project. Guitars don't have to do everything, but it's nice when they offer a generous tone palette that gives you more than just what you'd expect to hear. Anyway, that's the Ormsby Hype GTR 6 Run 6 in Beto Blue. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.